to smile for the camera now. Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. In this video, we make this journal from start to finish, including the cover and everything in between, and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. This was a package sent to me as Happy Mail by one of my subscribers, and as you can see, it's Halloween, kind of creepy themed, you know, the goth style kind of stuff. And this Halloween thing is really not my thing. It's not my jam. I've never done anything with the Halloween before, apart from doing things with kids, which I think is fun. But making journals, I'm not into it. However, I couldn't help but feel inspired and intrigued as I was going through these things. And now I feel this very strong urge to actually make a journal. Perhaps it doesn't have to be Halloween, but like this dark themed journal, which I've never done before. It's not my jam, but what if it is my jam? Now I'm thinking, I'm gonna give this a go. And also sometimes it's good for the creativity muscle to try new things, to get out of the comfort zone and do something new and different. So here I am. Now, I am going to start with this over here. This is quite a large fabric piece, which of course I'm going to use to make a cover. And in fact, that's going to be my very first step. So for my cover, I'm going to use this old book, Trini and Susanna, old book that was outdated information. And I'm going to use the board, but I want a thicker spine. I feel like I want to put a whole lot of chunky stuff in this journal, so this spine is not thick enough. So I'm going to remove this spine altogether. And now I'm going to create my own spine, just using some cardstock here, quite sturdy cardstock. And I think I want a 2-inch spine. I'm not gonna go completely crazy. I think 2-inch spine is going to be plenty. So I'm gonna cut this down to size. All right, so that's the width done. And now for the height, I want it exactly the same height as my journal cover, as the panels. I'm just marking where I need to cut. And off I go. This is going to be my book. And now for the material. I'm kind of looking for at the prints here because I'm not sure if I want to have something here in the middle, in which case it's gonna hide this nasty business here. I've decided kind of where I want the placement to be. Usually if this was just a different patterned fabric, I would just cut the size that I need and start gluing. But because I want the pattern in a certain way, I'm going to glue this down first to my fabric and then cut around. And first I'm going to use Shock and Horror glue stick. Shock and Horror, because if you watch my channel, you know that I ain't a fan of the glue stick, but here I am. And now with glue, the proper glue. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I'm going to do it differently for the other two panels. Glue it down. And for the rest, I'm just going to use this fabric glue. This is what I usually do. I'm not sure where I went with the other glue here. I suppose the point is it doesn't matter what you use, you just want to glue it down. It just needs to be glued down. And I want to leave space in between the front cover and the spine. There has to be space. This front cover has to fit into that space. So I might even move it away a little bit. Here we go. And now for this one. And down it goes. All right, perfect. Now that that's glued down, I'm gonna go ahead and cut around the edges. All right, and here we have it. And now I'm going to turn it around and just make sure everything is nice and smooth. I didn't iron the fabric or anything like that prior. So this is kind of where I'm making sure that everything is looking beautiful, nice and smooth, which I've already said. And now all I have to do is wrap the edges. I just want to test a new way. Usually what I do is cut here, leaving a little piece, and then I wrap the edges like this. That's been cut off, and then I wrap it like this. We can wrap it like this. That looks quite good. But I saw something that I've never done before. I saw it just recently. And basically you don't miter, you don't cut the edge. You just wrap one side, you wrap the other side like so. And then you have this thing happening here. And then you simply go and glue that down like so. I don't know, have you seen that before? I've never seen it before, and I'm thinking I want to try it with this journal. So you wrap those two sides down, and then this one goes down like this. Ooh, unfortunately, it's very hard to see. Oh, I think you can see here. Look how beautiful and neat that looks. I'm going to give that a go. First, I'm going to use double-sided tape to hold everything in place. And since this double-sided tape is going to be hidden beneath a few layers of, fabric and paper, I'm not afraid to use it. Usually I don't use double-sided tape because it has the potential of this gooey stuff seeping through your paper sometime in the future. Down the track, it's happened to me before. So I kind of stay away from it. I'm not a fan. But it has its place. Double-sided tape most definitely has its place. I wouldn't want to be caught without double-sided tape in my arsenal. Alright, so those edges are wrapped nice and tight. It's a little bit hard to see because it's quite a big book, but that's kind of what it's looking like. And now I'm going to do those corners. I'll get close. Alright, so here is corner number 1. That's what it's looking like. So that's wrapped there, that's wrapped there. And now I'm gonna go in and pop some glue in there. Just, chuck it in. This is all gonna be hidden anyway. And now pull that baby down. I don't know, what do we think? I don't mind it, and I'm sticking with this method. Now that the corners are all wrapped, it's time for me to cover all of it inside. I just want to show you these corners. They're looking really nice, actually, very neat. I didn't enjoy doing it this way very much. It was just annoying me, but a lot of things are annoying me today because, disclaimer, very quick brag / complaint / coming up. Yesterday, I did a 35-kilometer walk that took 8 hours and 13 minutes. And it was for raising money for research for mitochondrial disease. So that's the bragging part done and dusted. I'm very, very proud of myself for doing that. And I did it with a friend. And here comes the complaining part. I am in almost an extreme amount of pain today. Last night it was worse. I couldn't walk. I could barely walk. And so today I am grumpy. You know that feeling when you accomplish something that's pretty amazing? Like, it doesn't actually have to be amazing by anybody else's standards, but by your own standards. It could be spending the whole day gardening and really doing a whole bunch of work. And then you feel so tired when you've done it. And then you sit down and then you do whatever you want to do, watching TV, drinking coffee, I don't know, whatever it might be. And then you feel so good. You know that feeling of extreme tiredness and you feel so darn good. Settle down, Natasha. Yeah, okay, I've settled. Yeah, that's how I felt yesterday. And that's how I feel today. In pain, but I feel good. And a little bit annoyed. But I'm only annoyed because I feel like today everything should go my way because of this amazing thing I've done. To me anyway, it's amazing to me. Now I want to cover these panels here, so I'm just going to choose a paper. I don't actually have any Halloween or goth themed things, so I just gotta go with what I have. This is what I'm gonna go for, and now cut it down to size. That's looking good. I'm going to round these edges, and now I'm gonna go ahead and sew around in orange thread. Oh yes, I am. Oh, I cannot believe I forgot to mention this. And now I simply must. Like I said, I walked 8 hours and 13 minutes. But the whole expedition, shall we call it, from the moment I left the house to the moment I came back into the house was exactly 12 hours and a few minutes. So a very long and tiring day. And after all of that and being in an extreme amount of pain, I came home and I knew that I wanted to film today, and I painted my nails. Yes, I did. Would you say that's some next level craziness or what? And here we have 2 panels ready to go. Now I'm just going to glue them down. I want to show you this a little bit closer. The orange thread, I am leaving this plain because I'm planning to add things onto the front and back cover. So very plain looking at the moment. And now I'm going to glue it down. Now that that is all done and dusted, I'm going to go ahead and choose papers and pages for my signatures. All right, I pulled out some black paper, some orange vellum paper, some random things like this. Then I've got some Easter egg dyed paper, coffee dyed paper. This is really grungy looking paper. Some more subdued kind of tea dyed paper. Then some orange goodness and a whole bunch of orange goodness actually. I'm not going to use all of this, but I want black, orange and a mixture of other papers. Now I'm going to make, fold the pages down, make them into signatures, and I'll be right back. So all of the sheets that I pulled out are A4 size, standard copy size paper, and they're all too small for the cover that I've got here. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to be kind of stacking the pages like this so it fills up top and bottom. And then for this here, I want to fill up this space here. So I'm going to do some hinging. Basically, first of all, some pages are going to be shorter like this. So I fold off center, so then I have this long page. And then I might leave this short. And for other pages, I'm going to hinge, which basically means I'm going to do something like this. And then I'm going to grab another piece, go over the top of that one, and fold around it. So see what I have here? I have 2 pieces. I'm going to put them together, and I can glue the top and bottom here, and then glue the top and bottom here and create a pocket, or otherwise I can go to my sewing machine, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do 2 straight stitches on top and bottom, and then I have pocket and pocket. So here's what that looks like. I basically just went all around rather than just top and bottom. And now I have this long page, perfect size for my journal. And at the same time, of course, I've got a pocket here and a pocket here. Another way of doing the hinging is by putting 2 pages together like this. And this is good for pages that you want the right way up, like book pages, for example, rather than folding them this way and then having the writing going the wrong way. So you can either overlap them like this and glue them together, or you can have them side by side and put masking tape in the middle to glue them together, or washi tape or whatnot. So here's an example. I'm going to hinge these 2 pages together. I might use a little bit of tape to hold them together. And then I'm going to go in with washi tape, and I'll do that on both sides. Perfect. Chop this excess off. Now I can fold, and here we go. I have 2 hinged pages. Well, yes, 2 hinged pages. They become 1 page, And now I'm simply going to trim it down to fit within my cover. Fits perfectly inside my cover, and I have this piece that I chopped off that I can do something with. It can be an over the page kind of something. All right, here's what I decided to do. I'm going to have 4 signatures in my journal. I'm going to have 9 pages per signature, which means that I need in total 36 folded pages. I have 26 here. Then I've chosen 4 different scrapbook papers, which are going to be the middle of my signature. I'm going to fold them up like this and create pockets. And then I added some random stuff like this tea-dyed envelope and some other just papers in general. So I'm going to go and get everything ready. I have some large pages like this, which is from scrapbook books for kids. And this is avocado dyed. And with this kind of thing, what I'm going to do is fold them this way, create pockets. I might fold it this way, create pockets. We'll see. So what I'll do is I'll get all these pages into my 4 signatures, and I'll be right back. Oh, I also have this one, which I didn't show. This is going to be part of the signatures. This came straight out of those old album kind of photo albums, I think, or I'm not sure, maybe scrapbook things, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna do something with this because I think it looks pretty darn cool. So just before I start putting everything into signatures, I wanted to show you what I did with my 12 by 12 pages. So I simply folded it up to make a pocket and then folded it in half. Okay, now I'm ready to start making the signatures. So for my 4 signatures, I'm going to make 4 piles, which you can't see, but doesn't matter because I'll be doing this all off camera. I have 4 piles, and I'm simply going to distribute the papers into the 4 piles. Perfect, 9 pages per signature. And now I can work each signature at a time, and I'm going to assemble my signature. Signature number 1, done. Signature number 2, done. Signature number 3, and signature number 4, done. At this stage, my 4 signatures are ready, and this is going to be folded in eventually. But what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to do this off camera because otherwise, I don't know, it's too hard and probably boring too. But what I'm going to do is work signature by signature, and I'm going to take the thing out, and then I'm going to ink the edges. I'm going to do sewing, whatever comes to mind. Like I might do something with this, something with this. I might sew in some of this kind of stuff, you know. I might use these offcuts from the cover and sew on some raffles like this, you know, on the side of the pages. I'll also go in here and see what I have. So I might sew this to the side of the page and do something with this as well. So anything to do with sewing, anything I want to attach before the actual binding, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that now, and then I'll show you what I've done, and then we shall continue. Actually, I do want to do something with the napkins, and I completely forgot about that. I wanted to make some pages with the napkins, so I'm gonna do something with this before I bind my signatures in because I want some pages. It is now a few hours later, and here's what I did. I decoupaged napkins onto, this is a file folder. I have a video on napkin decoupaging. If you want to have a look, I will link it down below. It's just basically gluing the napkins down onto some sort of a surface. This is also file folder. I'm going to do something with this, and then I've got this. All napkins, how cool is this? And then I've got this. I'm going to do something with that. And I've got some tags. I do have another one. I'm not sure where it's gone. All napkins. So before I continue with my signatures, I'm going to insert these pages somewhere in my book. So I might end up with 2 extra pages, or I might take 2 pages out. I'll see how I go. Oh, look at this. That's looking so much better now. It's getting a life, some sort of a life of its own. And now that that is done, now I'm going to take each signature and go and do the thing, you know, all the fun stuff. Hello, it's the next day. And my signatures are ready to be bound, which is what we'll do next. I just want to show you very quickly what I've done so far. I won't show you every page because you'll see it eventually anyway, but I did lots of sewing. I did stenciling. I added some of this trim, stenciling, sewing. I sewed down all of the pockets. I added some lace, fabrics, laces on the edges, lots of sewing again. I did inking of the edges. I made a little handle here with a bead. All this fun stuff that's going to be peeking out of the journal when it's closed. Stamping and so on. I closed those pockets down and I made some pages, extendable pages like this, and pockets. And I mainly did sewing with orange string thread, and black thread. And once it's bound, it's going to look like this. So I have all this fun stuff peeking out. And there's plenty of things still to do. So the next thing I want to do is the binding. I have 4 signatures, as I've already mentioned numerous times. And I'm just going to mark here where I'm going to bind the signatures. First thing I'm going to do is make myself a template. So I need a scrap piece of paper the same height as my tallest page. All right, here's my template as tall as my tallest page. I'm going to find the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to fold up here somewhere, open it up and mark the folds and write myself a note. This is the top. Excellent. I might do the lines like this so that when I fold it this way, I can see. I need 4 signatures equally spaced. So how shall we do this? Because this is very difficult to see here, I might use another scrap piece of paper, and I want it to be the exact width of my spine. Excellent. And now I can do my markings on here. Okay, so you can totally eyeball this, and usually it's easier when you have an odd number of signatures, but because I have 4, what I need to do is measure the width of this piece of paper, which happens to be exactly 5 centimeters, which is great. And then because I'm going to bind 4 signatures, I need to divide this by 5. So 5, I don't need a calculator, but 5 divided by 5 is 1. So now I'm going to mark myself increments of 1 centimeter. You see this? That is the perfect spreaded outage of my signatures. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. And then join those little markings I made. And here we go. Perfect. Now I can take my previous template. I'm going to write myself here as well, top, so that they align. And I am going to make markings on the lines that correspond to the markings on my template. Okay, so that's all marked. They correspond. I'm going to pop this aside. We're going to need it in a moment. But first I'm going to make the holes on my journal. So here's my journal cover. I need to make sure that it's facing the right way up. I'm going to pop this down, make sure it's right where it's supposed to be, in the middle, you know. And I'm going to hold it in place with some clips. Excellent. Now I'm going to put something underneath to protect my desk, and off I go, poking the holes. All right, excellent. And I don't need this anymore. And you can't see the holes, that's why I wanted to use a template, but I can see them on the outside. I can kind of feel them too. You can see them here. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is poke the holes in each signature, but I like to do it poke the holes, bind, and then next poke the holes, bind, rather than just poke all the holes. It's just how I like it. Anyway, so here's my first signature. First I need to arrange all the pages exactly how I want them to look. Now grab my template, make sure the top is at the top, align it with that tallest page and make it really nice and snug. Everything is nice and snug. and poke the holes. Perfect, the holes have been poked. I might just put this back in one of the holes here so it's keeping it in place. Now I need my thread. I'm contemplating using embroidery floss to bind, so I don't know how that would look. Or maybe I should use black, but I just had a thought before I do that. I think I want to add something to the top of this spine. So I'm going to do that now, actually, before I start binding. I want to add one of these brads that has this hook, so then I can attach anything really onto the spine. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll get back to binding. All right, great. That's on, and now I can move on with the binding. What do we think about using baker's twine to bind? I actually like that look. All right, baker's twine it is. It's a little bit difficult to thread this thick baker's twine, so I shall be attempting to do with this. Oh, excellent. Signature number 1, in through the middle hole. And find that first signature middle hole here somewhere. Lovely. Then go in through the top hole. And now we're going to go in through the top hole of the signature. And now bottom hole of the signature, and I'll attempt to do the cover at the same time. Here I am. Excellent. And now we're going back in through the middle hole. I'm just gonna hold this real tight over here and tighten over here and go in through the middle hole, through the cover. And now this might be a little bit tricky, so I'm just gonna do page by page because I don't want to split the thread rather. And here I am in the middle again. Fabulous. Now we're gonna tighten everything, chop, tighten away, tie a knot and a double knot, and we can do a bow. I reckon a bow will look nice. Let's do a bow. And first signature is done. Excellent, that's looking good. I'm liking the baker's twine. And now repeat. And the journal is completely bound. It looks absolutely fantastic, nice and neat. And I'm loving how the spine is looking right now. I love the black and white baker's twine. Fabulous. Next thing I am going to do is the embellishing stage. So I am going to start making things for this journal, even though it looks quite fun already, which is a bonus, of course. But, you know, there's still lots of pockets to fill and little details to add. So this is where I'm going to go into all of these goodies. I still have some of these napkins left, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be using any more of that. And then I'm simply going to have a look at what I have to work with. This will be kind of like my junk drawer series that I did. There's already things ready-made by the lovely person who sent me Happy Mail goodie pack. Look at all of this. So I'm going to be, of course, incorporating all of these things. And of course, I'll be making my own things too. I have indeed already started making my own things. So first of all, I went into my stash and pulled out some of the magazine images and book pages that I've cut out and things that I think, you know, I even found this Halloween thing. I actually haven't got any Halloween stuff, but I was pulling out images that I've cut out previously that I think are going to look, you know, nice in this journal. So I'm going to be adding all of those. Then I have these kinds of things. This is also from books. Pulled out some relevant laces and some other things from my stash. I didn't want to go crazy. I just pulled out a few things. I also have this. I don't know if I've shown you this. This came off of an old album. And I'm contemplating doing something here for the cover with this. I'm not sure. We'll see. And now I'll show you what I've already made. You've seen the tags and the journaling spot. I've also made these. They look very, maybe a little bit creepy. What do you think? Do they look creepy? Anyway, I just ripped out some black page and glued this on. This is actually wrapping paper. I also made a little booklet similar to my previous video where I did 30 journals in one go. I'll link that, but I did the wrapping method and just a few bits and pieces. Oh, and the stickers. I went through my book and I marked all of the pages that have something kind of spooky on it that I can use, you know, something like this, which I wouldn't be incorporating usually in a journal. What's spooky on here? Maybe like this bird and, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I'm probably not going to use all of them. The little devil, kind of cute looking little devil. Anyway, so I've got that. I also have this. I also have pockets, very simple little fabric pockets. So I glued fabric onto a book page and then I sewn around, and I also incorporated the black lace. So I'm going to be gluing this down 3 sides like this onto a page for something, and I have this one as well. So I'm at this stage now where I'm just going to grab stuff and make stuff. Should I make all the things and then show you as I'm putting it into the book, as I'm embellishing the journal? Or should we make some together? I don't know. We shall soon find out. I might do a bit of both. The very first thing I want to do is run with this idea because I feel like this cover needs something, but as you can see, this black, it doesn't look good. I also have some of this fabric left, so I'm thinking of incorporating this image in here, but then also perhaps painting this a different color so then it kind of stands out more. So that's what I'll do first, and I'll be right back. I'm going to let that dry, but I wanted to share this list with you because it might be helpful. The whole process might be helpful to you. I did this on Saturday, 12th of October. When I was brainstorming, I thought, okay, I want to do a Halloween journal. What do I want to have in this journal? By the way, it's probably not going to be a Halloween journal. It's more like a bit of Halloween goth, kind of dark, creepy kind of thing. Anyway. So you can see the ones that I highlighted I've already done, and I already showed you the Halloween journal, the sticker book. I did the mini booklet, I did fabric pockets, and now I'm going to do all of these other things and things that come to me. This is kind of how I go about it. I make plans when I'm not in my craft room and I write it all down, so I'm never stuck for ideas because I can always go back to this and kind of go from there. So for example, I want to do something with envelopes. I'm going to pick out maybe some black envelopes. I want to do the book page pockets that look like a coffin. I did a video on pockets like for pens. I did a video on all the different types of pen pockets that you can make for your journals, and I mentioned in that video, which by the way I will link down below if you want to have a look, I mentioned that this particular one reminds me of a coffin when I look at it like this. And I thought that I can go do something with this idea for my Halloween journal. So that's that one. I want to do something with vellum. I want to do stamps. I want to do number stamps. Maybe I can do 666, or I don't know. Maybe I can just do random numbers. Then I've got Reader's Digest images. Oftentimes Reader's Digest will have images that are negative in nature. Or should I say kind of like a little bit dark. Not these. Like this one, you know, he's trying to harm him in some way, you know, perhaps that would be nice. What else do we have? This one's a little bit creepy. Perhaps this one is also a little bit, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna do something with this. Stencils I've already done. And yeah, I want to do a writing board. So I have made a decision. I am going to mostly do everything off camera, so then I can do a proper flip through and show you all the things that I feel like you need to have a tutorial for, or you might want to see how it's made. I'm gonna do it on camera. How's that for a plan? By the way, if you're curious, and I have a curious mind, so I thought I'll show you. Today is the 15th of October. I'm not sure when I'm gonna upload this video, but every morning while I'm still in bed having my coffee, I put things down that are relevant to me that day. Perhaps it will be something that I read during my scrolling session in the morning, or perhaps it's something from a book that I'm reading in the morning. So I like to wake up early so that I have time to kind of get things out of my head onto paper. And here you can see my notes for today, perhaps how I can organize all the things that I need to do. What else do we have? I started want to buy mega list, and I'm just going to keep adding here. Some of the things, of course, are, you know, personal things I'm not going to show you, but I love looking at this kind of thing that other people do. So I don't know, I'm showing it to you. Here I am. Then I have a master to-do list where, you know, all the things I need to do. This here was my plan for the 35-kilometer walk that I did, that I mentioned. And I had a list of all the things that I need to do and buy and bring with me for the walk. And I was getting picked up at 5:30 in the morning. And I got dropped off at 5:45 in the afternoon. So it was like a 12-hour thing with a total of 8 hours and 13 minutes of walking. So back to my Halloween list. I shall go and work through this list, and then I'll be back. I'll see you real soon. I actually don't like how this is looking so far, so I'll just keep playing around with it, and perhaps I'll add different colored paint, and maybe I can do some book corners or something like that. So I'm gonna give it a think and just keep playing around until I'm happy. I'm thinking that's looking better. Added a bit of black. Testing, what do we think? Now I'm trying out these corners, so what do we think? With or without? It looks so much better with, even though it doesn't make much sense, but does it have to make sense? Alright, it's officially the next day now, and I wanted to show you some of the things that I've made for this journal. But first of all, let me show you this. This is what I decided on doing for the journal, and to be honest with you, it really looks much better in real life than it does on camera, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's that one. Okay, here are some of the things that I made for the journal. First of all, I did a writing board, and basically what this does is when the journal is full of chunky bits, all the stuff I'm going to put in the journal and like this sort of thing, you know, it's very difficult to write when you have something so chunky underneath. So a writing board, basically that's what that is for. You put your writing board underneath your paper, and then you can write with no issues. All right, so size wise the writing board is exactly the same as the largest page, and so when I close the journal you can't see the writing board, but this little thing is kind of hanging out. Another thing I want to mention is that I couldn't decide which side I like better, this one or this one. So what I decided to do is make it interchangeable. So if you want this side, then the charm goes on this side, because the charm is kind of on the outside of the book rather than next to the spine. I don't know if you want to have a closer look at this. I just added little things, and this bead here, this is a paper bead wrapped with some wire. And then I have these little things, and anyway, when I went to laminate this writing board, there was a space down below on my laminating pouch. So I simply put in some of that black lace that I have, and I laminated that rather than wasting that whole section. So I'm going to do something with this. This would have been nice to be sewn on a page, but I can't sew in the journal now because it's all bound. Next thing I have is this. I didn't make this. This was part of the little Happy Mail package. I just wanted to show you the note that came with the package. It says, Natasha, I especially love when you pull random bits from your must-goes drawer. Maybe you could use these as a spooky drawer. Love, Dorothy. So I have a video series where I pull things out of my junk drawer. This here is the drawer, and it's quite big and it's quite deep. There's lots of stuff in there. And then I dive in and create stuff from the drawer. I'm going to link that playlist down below. And basically the reason why I'm mentioning that is because that's what I kind of did with these pieces. I used the Happy Mail bits and pieces to make a little something. So here we have this kind of a thing that opens up. Then here is a little tuck spot. Then there's a pocket with some stuff. Then this one also opens up like this. And then journaling space. And then it closes like this. And it's just a little ephemera piece. I'm not sure what this was from. Some type of, I'm not sure to be honest. But I chopped it in half. It was one piece. And off I went. Just went with the, you know, just kept thinking, what can I do next? And then I added this, and what can I do next? And then I added this, and then anyway, let's not ramble. I'm here to show you. I don't know why I'm over, you know, explaining. Okay, here's this one with some journaling spot. Oh, and I added, if you can see, this is more like spider webby kind of thing. And I also added orts, I think it's called, which is leftover sewing thread. Right, so I just added it underneath. I love the fact that I can just go crazy. These are the, you know, the things that I was kind of adding. I love this. It's almost like a grungy theme that I can just do whatever. And anyway, this is what that was. It kind of is probably more like a spider web, but I don't have any spiders, so I went with the night creature, which is the moth. Next, what I did is this little booklet. Just nothing fancy, just 4 orange circles that are sewn together here on the side. Love this stitch. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called. And use the sticker, and that's very creepy. All right, I'm really excited to show you this. Basically what this is an acetate page that I folded in half and sewn around. And I put a sticker of this dried rose. It's a little bit, you know, gives you that Addams Family feeling perhaps. And then I have this tag, which pretty much is there to showcase the beauty of this dried red rose. But the tag, the idea is to, you know, journal on it. Anyway, I love this. While I had my laminator on, when I was laminating the writing board, I also laminated a napkin. So I'm showing you this side because the other, and of course, let's just point out the beads. Let's not forget this. How beautiful. If you want to know how to add beads while binding, I'm going to leave a link to a video recently that I showed how to do that, which is the envelope hacks video. Anyway, when I was laminating the napkin, I only have this little piece left. So I just took this off and I was left with just the one ply. And then I put it through my laminating machine. But sometimes my laminating machine likes to eat things up. It gets hungry. And then this happened, so I tried putting it through again a few times, but it kind of stayed like this. And then I thought, I'm just going to go with it and pretend like it was intentional, basically. What is it? It's just a little extra little mini booklet that I'm going to obviously put in the journal. And then I have this tag that came with the Happy Mail. I also have this metallic page bookmark, I suppose. I've shown you this. This was part of the Happy Mail as well. That's going to go somewhere in the journal. So there's lots of little booklets and writing spaces and fun stuff. I think I have an idea to use these for something else, but we'll see. And this kind of thing, and just giving you some ideas here. Quite a cool little booklet. I think something fell out. And then this over here. So this is a paper bag that has been transformed into a little booklet. So I'm not going to be repeating that idea, and I'm going to include that in the journal. And then I wanted to show you this one just real quick because I think this is really fun. This was part of the Happy Mail. And another thing that lovely Dorothy sent to me is this black envelope, which is basically the same as this from, I don't know, I could be wrong. Yep, it's the same thing. Look at all of these details that were added. It's beautiful. This looks like a napkin. This here. And then we have some little things inside, like the doilies and a little mini notepad. Oh, and a little bookmark. Oh, that's cool. And another little notepad. Oh, so much fun stuff. And then this postcard. I think there was a, oh, look at this. Bees. Lots of little fun goodies in this pocket. So I'm going to probably keep this at the back of the journal. And now I will continue working through my list. I just wanted to point out something. With this kind of a cover that we've made, anywhere you open the journal, it lays nice and flat at this point. It's not filled up yet, but I really like the fact that that's, you know, look at this everywhere I turn. It's orange and black, and how much fun does this look? Yes, I think that's what I'll do. I will completely finish this journal and I'll come back with a flip through. And it's officially the next day. I enjoyed this process so much that I found it difficult to stop. Enter evidence exhibit A. As you can see, I knew from the very beginning that this journal is going to be different to what I usually do. And even though I left plenty of writing space in this journal, I chunked it up to the max. So we're ready for that flip through. We will go from the outside in, and I'm not going to dwell on the things that I've already shown you. I just want to show you that I added this little thing up the top here, and that's there simply to really indicate that this can be, you know, pulled out. I think I've shown you this, the way that I've painted this. And then on the spine here, really anything goes here on this spine. I put these two pom-poms because I have the black and the orange. I have other colors too, which I found at a craft fair. And I was thinking, you know, tassel, I mean, anything at all can go on there. Now, for the closure, this is an old necklace that a friend gave me. And basically here it is. It looked like that. It was quite long. And I just kind of chopped it down to the length that I need. And then I use bulldog clips. So you can see bulldog clips on the back and on the front. And I tied all of this stuff. I took out some beads. I popped on some of my beads. And then this closure, obviously it can be opened just on one side, which is what I'm going to do now because I'll be showing you the journal, or it can be removed completely because this side also comes off. I just want to show you kind of how the journal looks like when it's laying flat on the table. It's really, I'm loving the juiciness of it. And it's really difficult to show the beauty of it on this video. So I'm finding that a little bit annoying, but anyway, let us begin. Well, we've already begun. Those pom-poms can be moved out of the way, which is good because they kind of can be in the way of the spine, but then look at all this chunkiness here. I don't think the pom-poms make much of a difference. Now, I'm pretty sure I filmed this section. This was all yesterday, but after a while, it all morphs into one in my mind, so I'm not sure what I've actually shown you and what I haven't. So I'll just do this very quickly. I have this little thing in here. This book belongs to. So there's a pocket there and a large pocket here. Oh, and this, of course, such fun, can be removed. I mean, I don't know how useful that is, but there it is. All right, I've definitely shown you this, so I'm not going to dwell, but this can be interchangeable, so you can use either this side or this side. And first page is decoupage napkin, and then I went in with a little magazine image here, lots of stamping, lots and lots of sewing in this journal, so much sewing. And we have this little journaling card over here, and some fibers down the bottom, some page hinging business that we've done over here, and fibers on the side of the page. All right, this here is new stuff. So I did the large number stamps, and I just did random numbers like 4, 6, 8, and then, you know, I glued that down and I made that into a pocket. And then this is a leftover acetate piece from something else that's inside this journal, and I glued a sticker down, one of those transparent stickers, and then I had to kind of cut off because there was a tree, and you can see the other side of the sticker here, and then the other side is somewhere at the back. And these large stickers are from TAPERLOGY. I'll leave a link with the coupon code to TAPERLOGY because there's some really cool stickers that I'm going to point out as we go. All right, here we have this little prepare for the unexpected pocket, and then inside the pocket we have there will be obstacles to overcome. It will remain unpredictable. Explore it with playful curiosity. All right, listen, I just woke up, so I need to warm up to this filming business. Okay, here we have, you can't actually see it very well, so I'll do this. Just wanted to show you those ribbons there to the side. And then this is all different journaling spots. I'm going to take them out now. So like I said, they are journaling spots, and I backed book images. This was some type of a scary book. I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but it had lots of like slightly creepy images such as this and this, you know, and I kind of kept the images, as you can see, and now they found their home. Over here I have safety pins just with some jump rings on them, and that's that one. Did a bit of stamping on this manila envelope that's previously been tea dyed. We have a paper ruffle here on the side, and sewing down of some fabrics, stamping. And this is the coffin thing. I really could have done with a better image, you know, but it is what it is. And then on this side, all of these things can be unclipped. So what I would do, if let's say I purchased a journal like this, I mean, I don't know, I have done it before where I purchased a journal that was so chunky that it couldn't close, exactly like this one. And I took everything out, every single thing that's, you know, that can be taken out. I took it all out and then put them where, you know, as I'm journaling, I kind of use that stuff where I want it. So that's my kind of idea with clipping in things, which I generally just clip things in. Here is a little sticker. And now over here, some fun happening. This, I don't know, I made it into like a little handbag. I shall go shopping with it. It's actually leftover paper from when I was creating one of the little booklets, and then I just gave it a little handle. So it's a notebook. And then over here is an image from Reader's Digest. You see, this guy is trying to seriously harm the other guy. So that's been made into a journaling spot. I had way too much fun with this theme, I have to say. Here is just an image that I cut out from a book. And then this is an envelope. I did the sewing first and then I glued it down because on this side, the envelope flips out to the side. Yeah, very simple. And then I have this journaling card in there. And all the images and stickers that I used are backed onto something. I was gonna say, I made them into journaling spots, which I did. This is the only one that actually just has a book page at the back and is not a journaling spot. Every single other piece in this journal is made into some type of a journaling spot. Here's a little tag, stamp, and stenciling underneath. Another number thing, fabric, stamping, and then we have one of these that I've spoken about already, a tag. I have this kind of knife thing there, I don't know. And then decoupage napkin, you've seen this one, it's a journaling spot. And I covered that manila envelope flap with book page. And then on this side, maybe we can move more this way. And then this one here kind of opens up to reveal this gorgeous lady. And then we have a secret message which says, "It will cost you." So that's a bit of fun there. And then we have the coloring book page with a bit of lace, stamping, fibers. And then over here I added, it's barely visible amongst all the other stuff. I actually already had this one pre-made. If I was making, I have a video on this by the way. I made a whole bunch for that video. I'm going to link that in the description box. These are basically bookmarks with these beautiful beads. Actually, I might like this one better. Now I'm thinking I'm liking this one better than this one, even though this one has a bit of orange. Oh, decisions. I think I like this one better, so I'm going to stay with it. So anyway, if I was making one for the journal specifically, then perhaps I would have gone more Halloween-y type, I suppose. On this page, I clipped in this piece of ephemera that was part of the amazing happy mail that Dorothy sent, and I am beyond grateful because I never in my wildest dreams would have ventured into Halloween journals. And now look at me. All right, that's the end of the first signature. Over here, this is also a page from a book, and I'm pretty sure lots of you recognize this image. So I just glued it down onto this vellum page. And then over here, oh, this one's fun. So what I did, I'm pretty sure that I've shown you this laminated lace. I also have a video on laminating lace. So I made a pen loop. I have stapled the lace onto the page, and it's firm and sturdy, this material. So anything really that I put in there, it's not going to fall out. So I put in there this pencil, and it stays put, doesn't go anywhere. And then I have this pumpkin sticker down here. Over here, you've seen this, it's like a little handle. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be doing, but this here is a little devil hugging, cute little devil hugging the handle, so that's pretty cute. And then I have some fiber down the bottom, and then a little bit of this and that, the wisdom of uncertainty. You've seen this booklet, so I'm not going to go through it. But when I was cutting the papers down for this booklet, I had a stack of papers as cut-offs, which I then used to create this little notepad. Some ruffleness happening over here, and then stickers, and then some pages, you know, I didn't do much. This is another one of those stickers that I spoke about from TAPERLOGY. There's a few of these big ones of dried flowers that I used. I think it looks so beautiful with this theme. And I did a bit of that. I don't know if you've seen that. This is crunched up paper, then I ripped it and did that fun effect. And over here, stenciling and just a little bit of this washi tape. This was also in the gift that was sent to me. And now over here, this is pretty cool. Oh, I didn't even realize I have two of the numbers, but there we have it. Luckily they're different numbers. Actually, this looks really cool. All right, so this here is the decoupage napkin and made into like a journaling spot card kind of thing. Then we have this little booklet, which I think I have already shown you. And I think it's a whole lot of fun because there's just so much to explore. Love that. So that just ducks in there. And then over here, I just put one of these. This black paper is good to for white pens and stuff like that. And then this is also made into a pocket here, and I have, of course, this is as scary as it gets, you know, going to the dentist. And that's the journaling spot as well. And then if you can see here, a whole bunch of fibers on that number piece. Pretty cool. All right, keep going. We have stenciling, and over here I just have this kind of flip up thing happening, and then it's got this space in here, and then I put in this little booklet that I've already shown you, so that kind of lives in there, and then that's how I have it in the journal. And then on the other side, this one flips up, and then I have this little booklet that I've also already shown you, I'm pretty sure. And keep on going. Again, the stenciling and the stamping, I just love this feather stamp. And then I did this. This is also a sticker from the book, and I put it onto this black card. And look at the, I was using top black string, thread, and then the bottom orange, just because I was too lazy to kind of keep swapping them around. So we have orange on one side, and then it would be better if it was orange on the inside as well, but that's just a minor detail. So, and that looks so cool like that. And then over here is a pocket with one of these images. Lovely. And we have this was in the Happy Mail, this thing, and these feathers kind of keep going everywhere. Actually, it's stopped now. And then I glued some of this beautiful, I don't know what it's called, there, so you can, you know, show that it's a pocket. And then we have some fibers down, actually that's on the next page. And then this one here, that's a pocket. I think I've shown you this. I glued it up the top, and that's a napkin decoupage tag that goes sideways like this, and then this is just kind of hanging down. We have stenciling over here, sticker over here, and then this fun stuff. Look at this. That's so cool, little pom-poms there. And then vellum. And now we're going into the third signature. We have napkin decoupage on there. This is just packaging that, you know, when you purchase stuff online. And then stamping. And this image would have been perfect for this coffin thing. But anyway, there it is. This one here opens up like so. And then I have an image from a book. And that's also a journaling spot. And that's clipped in with a paper clip and this orange earring that was. Earring no longer. And turn the page. Again, the number thing. And then there's also an offcut of some sort. I also have a video on making mini booklets, and this was one of the ideas. There's plenty of ideas, so I'm going to link that video as well. Making cool stuff. And a bird, stenciling, sewing. I did a lot of sewing. These cat paper clips also came in the Happy Mail. And then we have this image. It's a little bit unsettling, you know, so that looks like some type of a storm or fire or whatnot, so that goes in there. I thoroughly enjoyed this, like I had so much fun. And we have an image from a book, and I was getting tired at this point, but there's still lots of fun stuff to explore. And a little journaling spot, and that Halloween image from a book. This one here also came in the Happy Mail, and it's a magnetized bookmark, so it can be moved around wherever in the journal. Lovely. And then we have this, and then we have this bit of collage there. And then, oh, what do I show you first? Okay, let's do this. Oh, actually, I think I've shown you this one already, so it's just another one of those little things. And then we have the napkin decoupage tag and another tag, but this is what I want to show you. It's probably not as exciting as it was to me last night when I made it, but it's kind of like a mirror. That was one of my ideas. It's not really, but it is kind of. Hi. And then it says, oh, you will be disappointed. It's just fun playing around with this silly kind of stuff, because usually I would feel like I'm jinxing myself, but I gave myself permission to just go with it for this journal. I went into this endeavor thinking eventually I will sell this journal. That was the plan, but I enjoyed making it so much that I really don't want to part with it. You could find yourself unable to compromise. I'll tell you where these come from. And this is, by the way, an over-the-page thing, okay? No. All right. I've decluttered my bookshelf recently, And I have had this book on my bookshelf for years. Usually I write down, wait, let me see. Anyway, I obviously didn't write it down on this book. And basically you're supposed to like think of a question and ask for an answer and then flip the page and then I'll give you an answer. But it's so, of course it would be. I mean, what am I thinking? Like I'm over the age of 40 and like why? This is teenage stuff, right? But still I was intrigued. So let's find a question. I'm supposed to like hold it and stuff. Is this journal beautiful? And now I'm supposed to like feel where I feel like opening. Let's see. The answer is in your backyard. Okay? You see what I mean? That was perfect. I swear I haven't even... Anyway, it proves the point. I decided to kind of start pulling pages out for this journal and I'm going to use it. Let's ask another question. Will I enjoy making a Christmas themed journal? Oh, well, which one was it? This one. Take more time to decide. Okay, not bad. Is the person watching this video right now thinking that I've lost my mind? Wait for a better offer. Okay, they are point proven. But anyway, that's where these little things came from. Let's just move on with the flip. Okay, here's another one of those. Oh, you know, I have been hoarding these stickers for a little while and I really didn't want to use them in this journal because I felt like I don't want to use them for like a Halloween journal. They could have such a better purpose. But I think that these dried roses and dried flowers are perfect for this journal. I'm not going to call this a Halloween journal. It's a bit of, what would you call this? Let me know in the comments. And then we have a pocket here, which is actually one pocket. And wait, we have another pocket. Okay, and then we have a sticker from the book. And this is craziness. I can see an animal. Can you see an animal here? Some sort of a possum or something. Eye and the ears. This is avocado dyeing, and I've had this in my stash for a while because it kind of looks, this looks like a koala. It kind of looks ugly and dirty and a little bit disgusting, but is it not just perfect for this journal? Like, is it not? It found its purpose in life. So into the pocket it goes. And we have another one of those images, and then this side of this goodness, and then we have last signature. We're getting there. This here is a pocket. It's actually two pockets. And then I made a little notepad that goes in there. And then I made a little thing. See, I was tired by the time I got to this stage. Otherwise, I would have sewn all around that. But I think, you know how much sewing I did? Plenty. And then another one of those pockets. And then this was in Happy Mail. This is actually a little, forgot what they're called, sticky notepads, I think they're called. A little black cat. And this was the laminated piece. I didn't do anything in it with it, so I just stuck it in this pocket. But that's what I used to make this pen loop over here. I just chopped the top bit off, and you see it stays intact. And then, you know, this can be whatever, it can be many things. And if I sell this journal in the end, then I don't know, the person who gets it can do something with that. Oh God, I'm losing it. Let's just stick to the journal. Then we have this kind of thing. There's a stencil and another stencil and lots of sewing. And we have the black and we have the orange. And then we have the lines here. I was going to do the whole page. And then I was like, oh, stop that. I ain't doing the whole page. Who got time for that? And then we have this. This is, oh, look, my hands are sweating. I've had it. I'm tired. I think I dreamt of this journal last night, making it. Like I made it all over again in my dreams. You've seen this, but I must show it to you again because this must be my favorite piece out of everything in this journal. Apart from the journal as a whole. I just love this, and I love this dried rose. It's beautiful. So that's that, giant paper clip. And then over here, you have seen this booklet. I've shown you that at some time at the start, just a little booklet with a few little things. Lovely. And then this, an image from Reader's Digest, and his What is he thinking? That's open for interpretation, you see. And of course it's a journaling spot. And then we have a belly band with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then we have this. Oh, wait a minute. No fluff allowed. It's a journaling bookmark little thing. And over here, this is a pocket. And then I just put one of those book pages in there. And we have this napkin decoupage tags. And then this is also a little tuck spot. I was going to put something in there. Completely forgot about it. I don't have anything handy, believe it or not. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe we can do something like this. That looks quite nice. And we're nearing the end. Stenciling. And this also came in Happy Mail. This is so cool. Using this fruit plastic net things in journals. Perhaps that's deserving of a video in its own. I'm gonna start collecting them, and then I'll make a video of ideas. What do you think of that idea? You have to let me know in the comments down below. Netting in junk journals. The other side of that, sticker, and then we have stamping, and then we have the day will come when you will be sorry. This was also in the sticker book and perfect for this journal. Where else can you put something like this? There simply isn't anywhere you can put something like this. Imagine if I did that in one of my regular journals and I sell it to you and you get it and then you see this in it. But when it's within a playful kind of dark theme, it's kind of dark, but it's kind of playful at the same time, then it works. That's how I feel. And over here, handmade by Natasa from Treasure Books. And then at the very back, I put this in. I just kind of took some of the chunky. So I actually took, there was a magnet here, but it was very, very thick. And I felt like it's going to leave a mark on all the other pages. So I took it off. I'm going to use it for something else. And I left all of the stuff that was already in there. I left it all in there, even though I suppose I could have used it throughout the journal like this, but I just wanted to leave it in there in its original little packaging. How beautiful is this? Gorge. Okay, and that lives there. It's perfect, absolutely perfect size for this journal. And look at that. So does the journal still lay flat? Not really, if I'm being perfectly honest. You know, as you may have noticed that while I was flipping through. So this kind of thing, totally something that I don't usually do. This will be quite difficult to write on. Still can do it. Don't forget we have the writing board. I mean, that makes everything so much better. But, you know, it's very, very, very full of stuff just the way I like it. We can pretend it lays flat, but it doesn't really. I'm actually very curious to see how much this journal weighs. So this is the closing mechanism, bulldog clip, 1 kilo and nearly 300 grams. So that's 2.9 pounds. I had to consult Google. The way I'm envisioning using this, perhaps, I don't think I will use it, but I might sell it one day, I might not. But it could be like a Halloween tradition thing. One of the reasons why I don't like Halloween journals is because, actually, you know what? I think I want to talk to you like this for a moment because a number of reasons. One, I'm wearing makeup, which I usually put makeup on in the morning, even though I'm actually going to be in the house all day. But I like to amuse myself, and you know, like I'm still wearing my pajama bottoms, but the makeup is on, so I feel presentable to the camera. You can't see the pajama bottoms. I also think it's pretty fun if you see the pig that I have here behind me. There's a little pig. Yeah, and the main reason why I wanted to talk to you like this is because I thought it might be a good idea for you to actually see the actual journal compared to a human head. Like, it's a little bit different when you see it laying on a desk and being held in the loving arms of Natasa. So here it is. And following on the previous thought, what I wanted to say is I don't like the whole Halloween thing because it's just one day. Like, what's the point of making a journal with Halloween theme when Halloween is one day? But while making this journal, I had a revelation of sorts. I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a place where you can document, especially if you have little kids, the Halloween stuff that you do with the kids. So the preparations could be a week long, preparing for Halloween. Halloween was never actually a big of a thing here in Australia until, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And I never really enjoyed it until I had kids. And then I kind of go with it, like I think it's fun. But now that I've made this journal, I enjoyed this process threefold. What's the word for, like, tenfold even. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, if I'm being honest. But I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop now. I would love to hear your thoughts about this journal in particular, and perhaps your sentiments about Halloween and this dark theme. And perhaps we can leave religion out of it, because that's a whole other discussion. We're not going to go into that perhaps ever on this channel anyway. But let me know if you feel inspired, if this is your thing. I know some people are crazy about Halloween, others not so much. Would you even consider this a Halloween journal, or what would you call it? A spooky, scary skeleton journal, perhaps. But like kind of like in like a playful, spooky, scary skeleton. Anyway, I hope you feel inspired. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.